I was really surprised at how good this series was. Hello and welcome back to the one-stop place for light novels. That's right, the light novel guy. That's me. And today we are going to look at Looks Are All You Need, Shika's Crescendo, written by Ghost Mikawa. Now, this one was published by Yen Press, and Yen Press did send me a copy of this series for a fair and honest review. And quite frankly, I was really surprised. Because to be honest, from the title and the synopsis, I didn't really think much of this one, but I was really wrong. This story follows a young girl named Shika, and she has a secret identity as a V singer called Sika. She lives with her older brother Gakuto, and they are headhunted to join a prestigious high school that has the best of everything. The best singers, the best dancers, the best movers and shakers in the entertainment industry. But she can't really do anything by herself. Her older brother pretty much does everything for her. So what's going to happen? Now, if I'm perfectly honest, that synopsis didn't interest me at all. I found it quite, yeah, I've seen this all before. Pretty generic sounding kind of slice of life in a school where everybody is super awesome, and the main protagonist is going to have a special ability that just makes them even more awesomer than the rest. We've seen this time and time again in light novels, but I was really wrong. This actually was surprisingly good. First off, let's talk characters, and if I'm perfectly honest, Shika was quite interesting. She is the character that you've seen in many anime, you've seen in many series, the younger sister one where she's pretty quiet, she's just kind of like, big brother, can you do this? Or she's very reserved, keeps to herself, messy hair, you know the kind of one. The kind of younger girl that you would think of as a daughter or a younger sister, and you kind of want to protect. She's that kind of character. She's got this whole thing where she's a V singer behind closed doors. She can absolutely dish out being a fantastic singer. But where she shines is that she can sense emotions through song. And that is the big thing about this one, is that this is an absolute love letter to the industry. This isn't just a kind of, oh, this one person's going to be better than everybody else because they sing better. No, this is an absolute love letter to the entire industry, where it's kind of, oh yeah, well, if you do this, you can be fantastic. Oh, if you kind of don't sing with your heart, people are going to find out eventually. If you fake it, you're never really gonna kind of make it truthfully. And I liked it for that. There is a really good growth system which is actually done via YouTube Metacritic and kind of that kind of thing, where it's like, oh well, only like 200 people watched the first one, which is like, but then after that, like thousands of people kind of start getting into it. I really liked her development. It was a really good one. She felt like quite a unique character and rather well done. Now, the other main character, who says he's not the main character but pretty much is her older brother Gakuto. Now, I had my reservations with this character because it seemed pretty evident that they were hyping him up to be the main character, and quite frankly, he's not that interesting. This seems to be a really reoccurring thing in a lot of titles where we have an interesting female lead, but the male lead is pretty boring. He has some skeletons in his closet, however. He's kind of plays the role where he can do everything for her. He's basically her manager, and he even comes with her to live at this school. However, spoilers for the end of the series, or the end of the volume, he's actually pretty competent, to the fact that it's kind of like, oh, this is actually another one like Classroom of the Elite, where the main character is actually hiding how good he actually is. Now, I had hopes that he was eventually going to be revealed to be kind of doing like a managerial course, and he was going to be a manager of this kind of group, what it looks like they're kind of doing with a few other characters. But no, it looks like he's going to be the one where he's kind of secretly pulling the strings, and he's just doing everything kind of super awesome because he's super awesome but hiding it. Personally, I don't find that particularly interesting. I'm hoping there is some growth with him, however. Now, what I liked about this is, like I said, it's a love letter to entertainment. We have a singer, but we also have like an actor, and we have like other singers, and we have like the best social media person, and it kind of feels like, if you've ever played Danganronpa, where Danganronpa's just kind of got like the ultimate model, the ultimate chef. It's kind of like that, or Food Wars, where Food Wars, everyone has their own specific niche that they're very good at, and each character gets their time to shine. This is very much evident in this series, and it really makes it feel all the more better. It does take a little bit of a while to get into, but if I'm perfectly honest, I really liked it. I really liked the main female character. Pretty much all of the side characters were pretty likable, and while I had my reservations with the main male character, he's not terrible enough that you just don't want to read him. He's kind of at least somewhat interesting in that you kind of have a little bit of an ambition going for him. Each of the characters have their strengths and weaknesses. This is something that is very evident, and it did set things up to make things very interesting. We have competitions between the characters. We have emotional growth between the characters. Some of the characters might act very childish, but there is a lot of kind of secrets behind that, and there's a lot of reasons behind that, and in my opinion it is done rather well. Now, it is painfully obvious that this is something that is basically set up to be a franchise. If I'm perfectly honest, they could have kind of doubled the amount of pages in this particular volume and literally kind of had it as a whole one-off thing with having the whole resolution that everyone ended up being famous, but I'm quite interested to see where it goes. If I'm perfectly honest, I'm at the point where I'm not really buying many new light novels to try, but this one is definitely on my list of things to check out. Looks Are All You Need is a title that really surprised me. I really went in expecting the bare minimum, but it is an absolute love letter to the music, the entertainment, the filming industry. While it doesn't necessarily go too in depth with things, it kind of feels very much similar to titles such as Food Wars or very niche series where they kind of know what they're talking about. They've done enough investigations to kind of think, oh, you know what, you have a little bit of interest in, for example, camping, you're going to have a good time with a camping manga. This one, oh, you have a little bit of interest in the entertainment industry. Well, we're not going to reveal absolutely everything, but we're going to make an interesting story out of it. And that's all you can ask for sometimes. This isn't going to be a life-changing light novel. It's not. It's going to be one that you're going to pick up and you're going to have a good time with. And sometimes that's all you want. With it being an industry like music, entertainment, YouTubing, it is something that most people can identify with. Have you ever had a song that just you could feel the emotions in it? I certainly have, and there's songs that I listen to and get very emotional from because you can tell how important this song is to the person who's singing it. It feels very authentic, and that's all you can ask for. Looks Are All You Need is a title that you guys should absolutely check out. It's really worth the time, and you know what, I got through it in a few days. It was a very, very interesting read. Do check it out. Thanks to Yen Press for sending me a review copy. I do have plenty more Yen Press titles coming in the next few weeks, so yeah, do check this one out. I'm going to be talking about this one many, many times because it is one that is worth checking out in my opinion. And if you did like this, leave a like and consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next chapter. Goodbye.